What do you think the peak is going to be?
All right, if I had to take a guess, if I had to take a real guess right now, Elon Musk is going to do a skit, something about Dogecoin, Saturday Night Live. I feel like the price is going to rise from what it is right now, which is about 60 to 65 cents. I feel like it'll go to maybe 75, 80. That's, if I had to take a guess, that's what I think it's going to be.
And then what's going to happen afterwards?
It'll probably drop to 60 the next day. But
the
that's
next
okay.
day,
That's
not
what
the
happens.
same day.
Sunday. Or, yeah, I feel like the day
I think
after.
it's gonna drop half the same day.
Possibly, but the thing is this, I've seen this before. I've seen Doge go from a penny to 8 cents to back to 2 cents. Then I saw Doge go from 5 cents to 48 cents back to 25 cents to 20 cents. Now Doge is up to 60, 65 cents. If it goes up to 80 cents, I see it dropping back down to 50 cents. Like, I see this happening, but it's always going up.
But
since I've last,
bro, here's the thing:
realized.
Crypto has like these super cycles, right? Like we get bear cycles, and so if we dip again, it doesn't necessarily mean we'll retrace back to 50 cents. Like Bitcoin could go back down to 20,000, 10,000 for all we know. And if Dogecoin goes back down to say 10 cents, 5 cents again, do you really think that the people that are holding now, the retail investors, are they really gonna like diamond hand it through? Because I don't think they will.
But what if I still do?
Well, then you do, but.
You don't think people would just off the strength? Like if he's in, I'm still in.
I'm holding if it goes down to 5 cents.
You're holding.
Yeah, I'll hold.
But here's the thing. If Jack were up $2 million, I don't think he would be working here anymore if he didn't sell. I would say, like, Jack, because this is like...
You would fire me if I didn't sell?
If you're not selling, if you had $2 million and you're just like, I'm holding through it, I want a little more.
Grab's like, get the fuck out of my house.
Get out of here. Get out.
No, you're right. I would probably deserve to be fired at that point.
But you would sell. You would sell. Because you've already...
You see the way he's looking at you? You would, though. You would, though, Jack.
In the next few years, a lot could change. You could
That's
have
true.
a family. You could want to buy a house. Like,
true.
would you really be able to see that your account of $180,000 is just chilling there and you're just like, I'm just going to wait? Like, I don't know if that's practical.
Do you think we reached that peak already? Do you think from like it's down
But
from
that's
here?
not the point. The point is that from one bull market to the next, it seems hypothetically easy to be like, well, it was worth 2.7 million and now it's 200, but I'll hold until it's worth 10. It's like, it's not that simple.
To put it in perspective, I just did the math on this. If
Okay.
you sold today and you kept your job, $65,000 a year,
60
that's equivalent to 31 years of income.
to get to 2 million.
Yes.
That's assuming
What
you
about
saved
taxes?
100% of it.
Taxes and saving
I didn't
100.
include taxes on either one.
And that's assuming you saved 100%, right?
Saving 100%.
Yeah. Which is impossible.
31 years.
More realistic, it'd be 62 years.
No, because I'm not counting taxes on the gain, just as I'm not counting tax on the
Oh,
income.
yeah, there you
sure,
go.
sure, sure.
There you go.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
so it evens
So
out.
it's still 31
Facts.
years. You're giving up potentially 31 years of your life to potentially get a little more. Aren't you worried that maybe that's now we're getting into the greed category where it's
Okay.
like you were blessed with this money.
No,
I mean,
facts.
blessed.
No, facts.
And now it's like, well, I could get a little more. And you get a little more.
Okay.
And you're like, I can get a little more. Get a little more. I could still get a little more. And you keep trying to get a little more, but you risk every time you keep it a little more, you risk the whole thing going down. 31 years.
No,
of working.
facts. The thing with me is like, I went into this from the very beginning saying I'm going to hold for a year. So like that was like, I didn't expect to hit what I hit within 69 days. I thought it was going to take 6 months, 8 months. I figured eventually it'd go up, right? The fact that it happened so early kind of signals to me like this might be bigger than I had even assumed, given the fact that I'm so bullish and it exceeded my expectations of when to reach what I thought it would reach. So now I'm just like, wait, is this the peak? I don't think so. I feel like we got a few more months to go. But what's the difference between 2 million and 6 million? Is that worth waiting a month?
I wouldn't risk it.
Okay. What about you, Jack?
I realistically, I would not risk it either. I'm sorry, but I do think that 2.2 million or whatever, that's way too much money just to leave back one more round of roulette.
Yeah, I would say anything above $1 million, that's enough. I mean, that is really enough.
Give him taxes and everything, because technically then you'd have 600K. Like, you can't really do much with 600K.
Yeah.
I mean, especially considering like the circumstances of your income. Like I said, if you were making $500,000 a year, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But you're making $60K a year, which I'm not saying is bad, but in relation to what Graham said, that's 31 years.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
No, that's true. That's true. But I also have, you know, other aspirations in life. I'm not going to be at a job at desk for 30 years.
What would 4 million do?
That 2 million
That 2 million can't right now. What would you do with that extra $2 million?
After taxes and everything,
Now, let's just say $1 million, an extra $1 million in your account. What would that do for you?
that would be more like, okay, I really want to buy my mama a house.
Okay.
That's one. I really want to buy my mama a car. My aunt is also really big part of my life, and she's got 2 little kids, you know what I mean, and a family, and they live in a not very good neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I want to get her a house. So I want to make sure my immediate family is good before I even get myself anything. And if I'm taking out $1 million, that doesn't do it.
The thing is, it's like when you're on an airplane and those things drop down.
Yeah,
you got to put the mask on yourself first before you can help
that's
others.
true. That's very
So
true.
You got to make sure you're in a position where you could do that, and you're risking. Nobody is in that position now.
Mm-hmm.
If something happens,
It's that immigrant mentality, bro.
Maybe,
Here's the thing.
maybe.
Here's the thing. You
I
could,
can
you
relate.
could, you have the potential to do that, because what you could do is cash out now. Let's say you have $1.5 million. Okay.
Yeah.
500,000, go and buy a house, pay for it cash, never have to worry about it. Take
Yeah.
$1 million, put it in the market. Every 8 years, that thing is going to double. So 8 years from now, you could pretty much, I would say with 70% certainty, have the full amount of money, except you're playing it safer and you're waiting 8 years, and you could help them out with that money.
This is true. I also have, like I said, other aspirations. I want to start a record label of my own. I have artists that I'm ready to sign, and the music is ready, and everything's been ready. The reason I even moved to LA was to get an artist signed that I was managing. I was able to get him signed to a label within a year. That fizzled out a few years later because, you know, issues with the label. Last year he left the label. So now it's like, I need to start this record label. I need to get his music out there. I need to put money behind that. So that's one. I also want to, my immediate family, make sure they're okay. I also want to start my own rap music media YouTube page. The same thing I do at my work and all these other things I do, I want to start a brand with that. I also want to run with the Dogecoin Millionaire brand. Merchandise, all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like everything kind of, I have big dreams and big ideas that I need money for to fund.
You could do all of that with $1.5 million.
You think so?
Yes, all of it. 100%.
If you're savvy,
all
you could
of
probably do it with
But not
1.5,
only
yeah.
that, but who's to say you can't keep your current job right now and continue to make $65,000 in addition to the $30,000 a year that you're going to make putting $1 million in the market, 3% a year. You're going to make almost $100,000 a year. Just doing your thing with a paid off house. You could save pretty much all of it. You got a big chunk of money in the bank. Starting a YouTube channel, you know, music YouTube channel like that doesn't cost any money. A lot of this you could do. You could bootstrap it in the beginning.
Do you consider yourself a full-time YouTuber?
Yes.
Could you have a job right now?
No.
I wouldn't be able to keep a job if
Yes.
I went all in.
I worked full time as a real estate agent first 2 years while I was still doing this.
But
First
you
2
were
years,
doing
I
it
grew my
to the amount that you do it now, correct?
No, I pretty much did. I was working
Okay.
from like 8 a.m. to almost 2 a.m. every single day.
Okay.
For first 2 years. And I didn't quit. Well, I don't want to say I didn't quit, but I didn't scale back on my career as a real estate agent well past the point where I was making $1 million a year on YouTube. I kept the same level of enthusiasm and momentum selling a house as I did with the YouTube channel.
Okay.
It was not until COVID hit and, you know, I was inside that I was like, okay, I'm going to give YouTube 100%.
But do you feel like that, okay, given that time period, did you see an incredible level of increase once you gave it your all?
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. I want to be able to do that.
Yes, but you do that once you get to that point. Like I wouldn't have just like say, okay, I'm gonna quit real estate to just do YouTube. Like the YouTube thing was already making double what I was doing as an agent. My best year as an agent, I was doubling that. And at that point,
the money you have now allows you to have the time to basically do that YouTube thing, to pursue that full-time career without actually having a job now. If you sell now, invest that money in the market, you have enough money for yourself to not only buy the house, but also have enough free time on your hands to build up that business that you want. And on top of that, if you moved yourself and your family over to Vegas,
That's
You'd
true.
save so much money.
That's true.
I think you gotta have the mentality that if you can't be successful with a music career while also working another job, I think it goes to show you that like the people who I see who really do well make it work while keeping a job. Almost everybody has done that.
Yeah.
I see very few people be like, I need to go in full force in the very beginning, otherwise it's not gonna work. Even the people who have created these incredible e-commerce stores, from what I've seen, they're going to school full time.
Yeah.
They're getting great grades in college, but meanwhile they're working really hard on this e-commerce store, and then only to the point where like that actually started making money, doing really well. Did they transition?
That's true.
You gotta
that's
be able
true.
to do it two things at once to get it to the point where you could do that.
And you have the opportunity to do that already. Like I told you in Vegas, there's plenty of job opportunities for exactly what you're doing. Or, if we had an extra channel, for example,
Yeah, that'd be
that's
dope.
extra income for you right there. So you have the opportunity. But even if you didn't take it, even if you did go full in, like what I did when I started my YouTube channel, because I didn't have a job. I just quit cold turkey. That's all I did was YouTube.
Yeah.
Like you still can do that.
This is true.
Here's the other thing: is you want to continue to the Dogecoin brand.
Yeah.
That brand is only valuable if Dogecoin stays as high as it is. If Dogecoin goes down to, let's say, 5 cents, which I think, honestly, it's probably unlikely that you're ever going to lose money in this. Realistically,
agree.
I think it's unlikely.
I
but
agree.
if it does go back down to even, let's say, 15 cents, the Dogecoin millionaire aspect
I
of
still
it
5x'd my
doesn't-
money.
which is impressive, but it's not the same as you making like $2.5 million
No.
in
Plus,
Dogecoin in like
could
a
you
month.
argue and make the point that if you sell now as a successful millionaire, is actually
Yeah, that was the
realizing a
point I
million?
didn't think about. Go ahead, finish
well,
it.
like now that you've realized being a millionaire, let's say if you did sell, it's like you're a success story that's been cemented in history. But if
That's
you
true.
lose it, then it's like, oh, well, that guy's an idiot.
Yeah,
It's like
he's exactly.
he's
And
forgotten
you're
about.
another one of those. There are so many stories of people making it big, but somehow
losing
just lose it all.
Yeah.
There's more stories of that than people I think who have cashed out, maybe didn't maximize their how much they could have made.
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna time the time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you got out well. You made more money than most people make in a lifetime
Yeah.
in a year.
Yeah.
I think most people would look at that, even if Dogecoin one day goes to $2.
Okay.
They would look at you and be like, I wish I could have done that.